Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, individual. Today, I felt a little more over the weather, under the weather, over. I think I feel better. So, I wanted to speak about faith, love, and hope. Having faith that whatever your endeavor you have begun out on, that you have chosen in your life. Faith is important to keep steady, sticking to it, to the vision, to the future. Love is obviously, when you love what you do, it becomes much easier. It is not only a duty anymore, it is actually something that is wonderful to do. And it is right at the same time. Win-win. And then you have hope. Hope for mankind, hope for the future, hope that individuals will wake up to more and more cooperation in this world, where we are individually building on a future that today is a seed. It is only a seed today, it can't be fully fledged, finished and evolved right now. It has to be constantly worked upon, constantly practiced, and with faith, love and hope, it's more or less what the plants in the first place need. It needs the faith that it will grow. It needs the love for growth. And it needs the hope that it will have a place to grow in the future. And these are feelings of upliftment, feelings of that you I've used all the faith, love and hope, They speak for themselves. Truly they do. If you really think about the words, they speak for themselves. But we have to consciously and actively feel and think this way. If we don't, you are not given it automatically. It has to constantly be cultivated, constantly grown and practiced. It is something that is in seed form right now, so it requires effort and it requires painstaking pushing. But not a pushing as in forceful pushing. It is more like, let's say you have a cart you push upward up the hill. And the more you load up on that cart over time, the more you can load up. You become stronger and stronger and stronger until you push that cart with one hand with 1,000 rocks upon it, just to be overly hopeful. And yeah, that is what you do. You stretch and push your limits to what it means to truly be a human and an individual in the human race as a whole. It is such a wonderful journey and it requires individual choice. It requires you as the individual to choose this. It requires you to be to be faithful, loving and hopeful to yourself and everything around you. Even at your worst, even when you feel down and out and you can't even use positive and you can't even consciously and actively use upliftment other than to take back all of your life force to recuperate. That is what I have had to do this last week. I have barely been able to push out anything that even resembles happiness and joy, but I am still in a loving and faithful and a hopeful mood because I know it will pass. But your life force also affects your mood, is what I found out by being conscious of recuperating through illness. I pray for the good and health of everyone that has gone through alike things. And for many it is karma, for others it is to learn, and for others again it is the clever person inside them that guided them towards it to make them learn. But when misfortune or perceived misfortune hits us, it is more often than not karma that struck a blow to your face. And when a karma struck blow to you, it was you that struck a blow to yourself or to another in earlier life, which is more or less the same. And we have a debit account of karma, or else we wouldn't have the world like this. And they are giving us what we can and what we can and what we can pay off over time. There is no good karma account here. It is grace. It is not rewards, it is encouragements from the future for the future. If anyone was to deserve anything here, do you really think someone truly deserves something here on this planet right now? We will be able to deserve it once we take responsibility and become better human beings, to become guardians, royalty, and the shepherds of this planet, and to behave and to treat it as our home and as ourselves. Once we can do so, we can truly appreciate another human being and another living being in the first place. And by having this faith, love, and hope for everything around us, you do not go judge everything to death and to hell and curse everything and everyone and be angry and you have the faith, love, and hope. It will always counteract. It will always counteract despair. The pains, the sufferings, the so-called doom we see. Yes, we will reach a certain stage where we will be two types of races, where evil can no longer hide being evil within themselves and pretend they are good, and vice versa with good. You have a good race and an evil race, because their countenance is showing now on the outside. What we have today, what we are physically living out today was on the inside of us in earlier lives. It is the same every time. So whatever we do now, whatever we put out now, whatever we achieve in seed form now, is what will come to fruition later. But it has to be cultivated, cared for, nurtured, loved, and have hope for. Always have that positive. Always have that uplifting, positive. And when I say positive, I do not mean I mean faith, love, and hope. It is a certain neutrality to the mood, but the feeling of reverence, devotion, is something that is deeper than physical sensations and love. If you can, physical love, it is deeper, much deeper. To always have goodwill towards others. When I say goodwill, not benefit of the doubt, but true goodwill. You do not expect people to stab you in the back. You do not expect people to want you ill. You do not expect people to be the worst. You are open and hoping, what amazement is going to come out today. Then you allow them to open up to that kind of inner life. But they must also be interested in their inner life. If they only want to reflect out, and deflect, there is nothing to get there. He won't show himself to you. He doesn't show you the respect to do so. But by being honest with yourself and others, being honest with the situation, and and to the divine brings about balance and stability, a stability that helps immeasurably in spiritual science and practice. Thanks everyone. I'm so happy I actually got to bring out some good stuff today. And yeah, it gives me a little life. Love you all. May the divine Christ, Michael, Father, and the divine realm all guide us on this beautiful path to evolution, growth, and the future. Thanks you. Love you all. Goodbye.